Hey, what up everybody? Stevie Breach coming to you today. Update on the video from late last night. Last night I did awake from a lot of Twitter messages and text messages basically saying that Hulk Hogan was being stripped from the WWE website. Basically he was being vanished from all WWE history, all mentions, all video clips, all anything and everything, even merchandise being scrapped from the WWE Shop website. I don't know if WWE Shop is just going to be taking a truck full of Hulk Hogan merchandise and taking it to the dump. It seems to me that they don't want anything connected with Hulk Hogan on their website at all. They don't even want to put Hulk Hogan merchandise into the clearance bin and try and sell it off as cheap as possible, trying to make some money off of it. I do believe that the full story that we are talking about today has even really been released, even from last night when I made the video, which I believe was at 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern time, somewhere around there. I was glad that I was awoken last night. If you watched my video that I made last night, there's a beautiful thunderstorm happening in the background over the Gulf of Mexico from my mom's house, which we were staying at. And you know, when I woke up this morning, there's more news that's been this came out. Basically, we didn't really know anything other than there was a tape that was a privately recorded thing that happened between Hulk Hogan and somebody else. And from today, we're finding out that it's actually a story that's going to be published by the National Enquirer. The National Enquirer, for as much stuff as they take for you know, putting out stories in their, you know, their weekly. I believe they're weekly. I don't think it's monthly, but you know, they're newspaper sort of thing that they push out. I know lots of times they run stories about, you know, the president hanging out with aliens and you know, weird way out of the world stories that come out. A lot of times when they come down with news and it seems real, a lot of times there's facts to back it up. And it seems to be that they have acquired the full Hulk Hogan sex tape, which I believe was released around 2011, maybe 2012, which is involved with a lawsuit against Gawker Media right now, which owns Deadspin. Gawker received a package one day with nothing really involved other than a DVD, which ended up being the Hulk Hogan sex tape. Gawker chose to watch the tape and review it, and as well as that, release a clipped version of the sex tape, which, if you're a Hulk Hogan fan or a wrestling fan, more than likely like me, you've watched it. I mean, you might not want to admit it, but it's just me, you, and YouTube. You don't have to comment down below, but I watched it, and I checked it out. I wanted to see what Hulk Hogan was doing. I mean, this is my all-American hero, and it seems like everyone in the world has some sort of a sex tape involved. Sorry about that, but because of the sex tape released on Gawker, Hulk Hogan has entered into a lawsuit against them where he's suing them for $100 million. Some people say that there's a great chance that Hulk Hogan is going to win this case, seeing how he did not know that he was being recorded. It was a secret recording that was done. I think Bubba the Love Sponge has come forth and said that, you know, he was guilty of planting it. His wife, who is the woman involved at the time, might not even know that she was being recorded at the time. She's never come forth and said it, but some people have said it was a joint effort by them in order to plant some sort of retirement seed by being able to sell this tape. Hulk Hogan never wanted it released. It's funny that once this is stripped down, there's a lot of things that Gawker chose to not put in there. I know that they wanted to release this as a sex tape to bring hits to their website, but they could have publicly embarrassed Hulk Hogan years ago, but chose not to by cutting all of these N-bombs out of it. Hulk Hogan, if this was released at its time, Hulk Hogan would have been a TNA employee, you know, being under Dixie Carter's contract, but Hulk Hogan chose to leave to take a job for WWE, sort of be the spokesman of the WWE network, and he never would have been able to get that job. He never would have been a part of WrestleMania 30. He never would have been a part of anything in WWE. So, you know, Gawker Media at the end of the day probably helped Hogan out, even though they released the sex tape, by not including it. I mean, definitely you cannot overlook the power that that word has. I believe that that is a horrible word that never should be used. I have to say that I'm guilty, that I do listen to it in music. I do, you know, if it's on television or in a movie, I don't get up and walk away. But it is definitely a word that if I do hear it used in conversations, I always let the person know that it really bugs me. And if you're one of my friends or ever hung out with me, you know that's true. I think that what Hogan did is horrible. I know that a lot of people are really mad about it. He's my hero. I don't know really what to say. I can tell you that honestly it lets me down a little bit, and it sucks because it's just your hero. I mean, letting you down. But where we go from here, I'm not sure. Some people are saying that Hogan should go back to TNA. That's not going to happen. TNA is trying everything they can. The Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff experiment of 2010 through 2012 was a horrible catastrophe. It did not work out for Dixie Carter. I think that the momentum that TNA had before Hulk Hogan and Bischoff came in had their company up here, and definitely almost immediately after they came in, dropped down and dropped farther. There were times, I don't know how much they had to do with Aces and Eights in that storyline. That was a good storyline, but definitely if you follow TNA, I think that when that storyline was going on, even though if you watched each and every week, it was a great storyline. I think that if you were a casual viewer, you were you wanting to watch the show dropped even more. I don't think that if you didn't watch the show, it was a very good storyline to follow from listening to reviews or watching videos or things like that. So where Hogan goes from here, I'm not sure. ABC has confirmed the reports. They've got a confirmation from WWE that Hogan has been released from the company. He's no longer under terms, and he's unemployed. Hogan more than likely will be released from his sponsorship duties with, was it Quicken Loans or something like that? I think that's the commercials he has with Troy Aikman, and Hogan has money. I don't think he has enough money to live his lifestyle for the rest of his life. So he has made a huge mistake. It's funny that the website Gawker Media and the lawsuit for $100 million is what basically is going to cost him his bread and butter job with WWE that he could have stuck with for years under a Legends contract, doing things for the WWE Network for as long as the WWE Network chooses to survive, doing WWE countdowns, WrestleMania or SummerSlam, you know, clip shows. I've never seen him on the Legends sit-down show, but that would definitely be a good thing that he could have done if they chose to bring that show back, talking about topics about wrestling. People always liked him. I don't know why they didn't bring back Legends Roundtable. That's what that was called. So we'll have to see where Hogan bounces back from here. I don't think that TNA is going to pick him up. I don't think that Global Force Wrestling is going to pick this guy up. I definitely think that he will live off of his fans for a good amount of time with more public signings and sort of meet and greet sort of deals. They just won't be through WWE. So I'm glad that I was able to beat Hulk Hogan twice because as of right now, I don't know if I'd ever be able to meet him if I didn't beat him then. So we'll have to see what there is to come. But WWE definitely put the foot down. And there's probably even more of this story to come out from here.